What is up, YouTube? Another review unboxing for you guys. So this pair right here is a pair of boots that I have been looking for quite a long time. I just started getting into this style of footwear. As you've seen in previous videos, I've gone from loving sneakers, New Balance, SBs, to more luxury brands like Paraboot and Fry and loafers and all that stuff. So this right here is a silhouette that I have been enjoying, which is an engineer boot. So for anyone watching this video, you probably know the history about the engineer boot. I won't really get into that, but I will go over how much I paid for these, how I got them, a little bit of the Red Wing history, and why I settled with Red Wing as the boot that I picked. So doing a lot of my research, I had thrifted a pair of engineer boots that I really liked, sold those, and made a ton of money off of them to kind of help me with this leveling up. But the next one I found was a Facebook Marketplace find of a Fry engineer boot, which I enjoyed. They're very comfortable. These fit true to size, but there is something about the silhouette that I just found kind of funky. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the sloping of the toe. These were pre-owned, so I don't know if the person that was just wearing them made these form a little strange, but I just always thought that they were a little odd. Didn't like the heel. I don't know what it was, but this didn't cut it for me. But I got these for $100, which is a Fry engineer boot, which typically go for like $400, and did me pretty well. So after that, I knew that I wanted to spend some money on an engineer boot. So I was looking at independent brands, I was looking new and used, I was looking at the whites, I was looking at Westco. Red Wing, right when I was looking, re-released this model right here. I don't remember the model number. You guys can look it up. They're for sale currently. But when I saw that, I knew I had to get. So I scoured the internet, see if they ever went on sale. Of course they don't. They're a very pretty penny. Engineer boots in general are very expensive, ranging from the cheapest being maybe $500, maybe, to all the way up to like $1,500, probably even more, if you did like one of those custom one of one made in Japan boots. But with all that being said, the Red Wing engineer boot, in my opinion, was the perfect silhouette. So it had the heel that I was looking for with the contrast. It had the very nice angled heel. It was thick. It was perfect from that standpoint, from all angles. The toe had the perfect shape, in my opinion. I love the contrast all throughout the sole. They weren't really like a slick bottom, but they weren't a Vibram, so it was like a perfect in the middle looking sole. I really liked the actual buckle. It's really big, and just comparing to other brands, I was a fan of this. Looking at the top of the boot, just looks like a normal pair right there. I like how it angles inwards. And yeah, the toe I thought was the perfect toe. Some are more round than others. So yeah, in my opinion, this silhouette was the perfect one for me. So the next problem was either trying to be able to afford it or find them used, which I have found them used on Grailed and eBay, but they go super fast and people still want a pretty penny. This retails for like $5.50. People are wanting $4.75. So like, in my opinion, if I'm gonna get a used pair, I want it for a steal, just like those Fry boots and the ones prior that I got for like $20. So kept looking, and I found that pair right there, which I thought was a steal. They had them listed for, I want to say $400, talked me down to $345, and then we met at $380 with all fees, shipping, everything. So with that being said, me not knowing a whole bunch, I knew that these were factory seconds, which I'm not opposed to at all. They were new factory seconds, so that means that they did not meet the final step of, the perfection list for Red Wing, right? So it was either scuffed up or had some imperfection to where they couldn't sell it for full retail. So the person prior probably got it from an outlet or something for a good price, probably less than what I paid for it, but that's okay, because these are so hard to find. But I figured that this was the newest model that released. The only difference is that this pair right here is probably 10 years older and has a steel toe, which I am not opposed to at all. But it was interesting when I got them, just because I didn't ask for clarification that these were the steel toes. So they are significantly heavier, but there's, from what I can tell, not a lot of differences. They fit me great. That's the one thing I was really worried about, was the sizing. So I went down half a size, and the break-in has been pretty awful, to be very blunt and honest, but that is to be expected with any engineer boot. Right here on the top of your foot is going to be screaming. And I remember I took these on vacation recently, and I wore them for a total of probably 2 hours, and they hurt. But as far as heel slip, toe, all that, half size down, in my opinion, is absolutely perfect in this pair and the new pair, from what I understand. So yeah, with this is I want to say the same as the newer one, where it is a kind of fadeaway material. So the more you wear it, you can kind of see, this is the factory blemish right here. You can't even see. But as you scuff it and wear it away, it'll fade to this inner leather color right there. So this isn't black all the way through, like the Fries, which is cool. I'm not a fan of that aging process for this boot, so I'll probably just keep slapping polish on to keep them black. But people do love that aspect of this boot right here. Yeah, I'm very, very excited to have these in the collection. I think $380 for, a factory second, you can tell right here. But this little hole, they have them on both pairs. In my opinion, was a really good deal. I want to say these are called the 2268 model. I don't know the newest model that has been released. You guys can let me know. But yeah, the inside, it's your typical Heritage Red Wing inside, so no cushion, just a leather sole. You get the Red Wing tab right there. And the inside, which should be in there, you can see all that information, 8.5, made in USA, all that good stuff. As far as the buckle goes, it is a nice aluminum. I don't see that breaking at all. You can, make this tighter or looser. I think there's one more hole left here. I always rock this as loose as it can possibly be, just because boots can get really, really hot, so you can cinch it down, but I prefer to have pretty loose, so it can kind of breathe a little bit. But I can see people that wear skinny jeans or straight jeans that if you tighten these up, you don't see the outline of the boot as much. Yeah, it really does it. I'm super, super excited to have them. Just to give you a little comparison side by side of the old ones and the new ones. So this is the shape difference, all that stuff. You can kind of tell that, I don't know what it is about this, but it just looks very, very strange. I don't know. So very, very happy to have these. Thank you for watching. I will be probably, I don't think I'll be selling these, but I have seen online people will actually put some studs here and here and gems and all that stuff. So I got these for $100. I've gotten $100 out of them. I think it would be cool to do that kind of project and make these look really, really sweet. So stay tuned for that. I might make a little video about that. But that does it for this video. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more.